Hello guys, welcome back. This is Dimitri. Today we're gonna be working with Arima on R. So we're gonna try to forecast a time series. Alright, let's start by loading the data. So I'm going to create a vector called errors machine. Basically because my data it's about a bunch of errors coming from a machine. Okay, very easily. Alright, so I'm going to import my data. Let's just click on it. It's basically a bunch of observations. It's 22 observations. In this case it starts from January, February, March, April. Maybe we'll change that later to make it more like simple. Alright, let's just go back to the code and let's import our library. So our library that's gonna help us with all the Arima and statistics is called FFP2. Alright, so next step, I'm going to create a vector that is going to convert this into a time series. Alright, I'm gonna call that vector Y, and I'm gonna use my function TS, which means time series. It's a built-in function, and I'm going to convert my errors machine, but I'm gonna tell R to take just my second column. I just want the errors, I don't want the date. Okay, then I'm gonna tell R that my data it starts from well, remember our data started from April. To make it more like, let's say, simple, we're gonna start on January 2020. Okay, so I'm gonna tell R that my data it starts from January 2020, and I'm gonna tell R that the frequency of my data it's 12 because I want to work with months. Okay, so there's basically 1 year has 12 months, that's why. Alright, perfect. We're just gonna run this and we have our new vector here, Y. Let's just plot this to check what's going on. Okay, auto plot. So we plot this to see if there's like any type of trends on the data. If there's like remarkable trends, you're supposed to convert that or diff that. So it's called diffing. In this case we're not gonna use it because there's no like remarkable trends here. Maybe there's this peak here, but the rest of it is like normal. Okay, and most of the data it's from, let's say, somewhere about 10 to 35, but if we get rid of this it'll be like from 10 to 25. Okay, so let's use the Arima model. So I'm going to create another vector, let's call it fit Arima, and I'm going to use the function auto Arima, and I'm gonna fit this model. So let's just run this. You can see the fit Arima here, and let's just print the summary. So let's print summary from our fit Arima, and let's just check for residuals as well. So check residuals from our fit Arima. Perfect. So let's just run this. It's gonna take a second, and it's gonna show you all the data here from your residuals, and it's gonna show you the data here from your coefficients. Okay, perfect. Let's start the forecasting. So let's just create a new vector. Let's call it forecast1, and I'm gonna use the forecast function, and I'm gonna use my fit Arima. I'm gonna tell R to use 12 months. So if you guys have like any question on these functions, just hover over, I mean like click on it or hover over and just press F1, and it's gonna show you the whole description here. Then you can just scroll down, it'll show you the arguments. In this case I'm just using H, which means number of periods of the forecasting. Okay, if you're like working on a more advanced model, you can use different arguments. All right, let's keep going. So I run this, or I already run this, and let's just print our summary, but this time from my forecast 1. And let's also autoplot it. Autoplot forecast 1. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's just run this, and it'll show me the data from, in my case, November 2021, and then you got the, you got the 12 months. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. It'll show you the months, so November, December, January, February, and it'll show you the forecasting with different levels. All right, so you got 80% here and then 95%. So if you go to the graph, this part is the interval from 80%, so that means that my data is supposed to fall here with a probability of 80%, or this other interval that's gonna be 95%. Okay, all right, so that's basically the result from my data. In this case it's a flat line because all my data, it's pretty much, as I told you before, like from 12 to 25, and it's pretty much the same. So the Arima model just gave me this. It's telling me, okay, pretty much all the data, it's gonna fall under this let's say a range. Okay, I'm not gonna have values telling me like, oh, you're gonna have 100 or 50 or 70. It's gonna be everything between these values, maybe from 12 to 28 with 80%, or somewhere within 8 or 7 to 38 for a 95% interval. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. You can just forecast for 24 months, for example. So you do the same, you just create another vector, let's call it forecast 2, and then you're gonna say I want this for 24 months, and then you're gonna forecast this new vector, this new Arima. Let's just run this, and it's gonna show you pretty much the same, but it's gonna apply the 24 months. So that's pretty much everything for today. I hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you in the next video.